of an ellipse. And in front of you, you can see you've got a major axis, which is going to be depicted by AB, and a minor axis depicted by CD, knowing that the major axis being bigger than the minor axis, in this case 120 millimeters and 90 millimeters long. And we're obviously going to know that this is going to be AO equaling 60 and OB equals 60. And therefore CO equals 45 and OD equals 45. What we need to remember here is that my left-hand side must equal my right-hand side, and my top must equal my bottom, which in other words needs to be symmetrical. The final result needs to obviously pass through A, B, C, and D, and make sure that you are completely symmetrical and make use of complete accuracy. Alright, to start off with, I'm going to simply go ahead and go and join A to C, and remember this is the 4 center method, so I'm going to go ahead and join A to C, and I'm doing this using construction lines, but for the purpose of this video my construction lines might be slightly darker. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up my compass from O to B and scribe an arc from B right over C. I'm going to go ahead and extend C until they intersect, and I will then have a point over here called E. I'm going to open up my compass. The distance from C to E over there, and I'm going to scribe my arc until it hits the line of AC. Now remember, there's a purpose for everything. So there was a purpose for my line or my curve B, or this one coming from B, to find E. The next purpose is obviously to find F. The next purpose is to be able to go and bisect line AF. And the biggest mistake I find made is when pupils go ahead and try and bisect line AC instead of line A and F. So I'm going to open up my compass and simply go bisect line AF. You could do it the full distance. I'm just going to go, for the purpose of this video, over halfway. So if this was halfway over here in the estimate, then I know at least I've gone over the halfway mark between A and F. Alright, let's hope those will give me a point, and I'm going to go to F, and I'm going to do the same. Right, this one over here is obviously just missing it, so I'm just going to go back to A and just quickly continue there until I have 2 intersecting points. I'm going to highlight these 2 intersecting points for you over there like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join those 2 intersecting points and pass a line through them, bisecting my line AF. And when I bisect the line AF over there, it passes through my line AO, which now forms letter G. It then continues and passes through the line OD. Now it doesn't always work out like this, depending on your major and minor axis sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and label that H, and that's basically every construction line that I needed to draw. Basically, all that I need to do now is I need to go and get the left hand side to equal the right hand side. So I open up my compass to OG, and I scribe an arc until it hits the line between OB, because the left hand side has to equal the right hand side. So I've got A, so I've got B, but I don't have G on this side over here, which is obviously going to now be called or labeled I, but in this case I'm going to label it J because I looks like a number 1. So I like to use my letters that don't look like numbers, and I'm going to push a construction line through that intersecting point upright so that it looks like I've got an upright V. Okay, now I've got OH, but I don't have that same distance to over here. Now remember, my left hand side equals my right hand side, makes it symmetrical. However, my bottom doesn't equal my top at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead from the center again, open up my compass to H, try and be as accurate as you can be. Okay, and you're going to scribe an arc around, and that's obviously going to carry the distance from OH to the next one, and I'm going to label this K. Now note that you have an upright V. So now that I have K on this side, which represents H on the other side, which is the top end and the bottom end, okay, I'm going to use K and I'm going to pass it through J. And I'm going to end up with an upside down V. That one's a little bit light. I'm going to redo that one. There it goes. Okay, and you'll notice that I have the 4 centers of the circles or arcs that I'm going to be drawing. I like to depict this as a diamond. So whenever you get a diamond shape, you're on the right track. If you get a square here, however, you know you're going to be drawing a circle, which means your major and your minor axes might be the same length. All right. Or you might have done something wrong in your construction somewhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up from J to B. I'll make sure that it touches B, because remember, my final result has to go through A, B, C, and D. My V lines, okay, the upright V line tells me where to start and where to stop. Okay, I can start at the bottom, go to the top, it doesn't really matter as long as it falls between these 2 lines. That's what these 2 V lines are helping me do. And I'm not really going to change anything when it comes to my compass. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go right across to the other side, just mark it off, and it should go through, and I'm going to start at that V line again and go through A. Right, so there it is there. And I've done the same over here. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to obviously make use of the other 2 points of my diamond. So I've used G and I've used J. I need to now use H and K. I'll open up H all the way to C. Give it a little touch just to see whether it's going to go through. I test it on this side over here. I test it on this side over here before I draw, and I go ahead and I draw it in final. So, and now I don't change the size over here because remember it's symmetrical, so it's meant to be accurate. If I've done everything accurately, all I need to do is go and put this point back onto K, and then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go touch there, see if it goes through D, touch this side, and see, touch this side, and it looks like I am on the money. Alright, so just to recap, I'll then have to go through from H, which will go through C, and then I flip this around to go from K, that'll obviously go through D. When I have a nice little match over here, you'll notice here's a little bit of a ding here, however it's not too bad. They are flowing nicely, they're linking very, very nicely, which means the accuracy of my construction work was very, very good. Right guys, if you can do that and practice that a couple of times, I'm sure you'll be doing just fine. Thank you very much for watching.